Hey guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're talking about our favorite topic, which is sales. Our topic for today is kind of tough and it's kind of rough. It's got to do with business owners. What do you do as a salesperson or business owner if your business goes out of business or you have to go out of business? And man, what do you do? I'm just going to share this with you guys. It kind of sucks. You know, sometimes businesses work, sometimes they don't. You know, I got a good friend of mine, his business, he was working at one of the malls, and at one of the malls, you know, he'd been there for like 4 years, I think the last 4 years, and he was trying so hard to help people with clothing lines and stuff for young folks and stuff like that. And this young man had to, you know, go through a lot of stuff. He's a writer, he's a business guy, he's got a great eyes, he's just an entrepreneur, you know, and he's a salesperson because he's always having to help people buy stuff. And he had a lot of people that really liked him, a lot of young people, because he dealt with young people's clothing and stuff, and he had to put it out there that, you know, his business went out of business. So, you know me, I'm Gary Lee Stanley. I'm your sales guy. I've been in sales for a long time. I'll tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all. And I'll also tell you about businesses. Sometimes they don't last. I worked with companies that were in business 100 years, 50 years, 40 years, 20 years, a month, and they went out of business. And it was like, what do you do? It's like, oh my gosh, just stuff changes and it's scary. But, you know, as a salesperson, we try to glean bits and pieces of every bit of information that we learn in our lives, in our selling career. You know, I sell real estate and I sell life insurance, and sometimes, man, I ain't selling nothing. And then there are other times when I'm selling good because, you know, things can be rough. They can be tough. You know, I've been in sales for over 40 years in one form or capacity. I've helped a lot of people get a lot of stuff, and I've worked with some really good companies that at one point, you know, I thought back in the 90s I was selling high-end electronics and furniture and stuff, and the companies I was working for, I thought they'd be in business forever, but they didn't. They went out, and it's kind of tough. You know, you struggle as a business owner if you're an entrepreneur, having to deal with, you know, a lot of stuff like payroll, taxes, insurance, you know, quality of people, different types of personalities, location, rent, mortgage, payments, and just all the type of things you got to deal with when it comes to financing, trying to start a business, you know, getting loans and stuff like that, getting inventory. It's like, oh crap, man. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. I am a real salesperson, and I have a little small business. You know, I've had other businesses in the past, and not all of them worked out. A lot of them didn't. But damn, I keep trying. So what do you do is if your business goes out of business? First off, I guess you have to sell off whatever inventory you got. If you don't got any inventory, if you're just a salesperson, you just say, screw it, man. I'm going to keep trying. And you need to try to re-educate yourself, because if you see the writing on the wall, sometimes the signs show, you know, months and months in advance, but sometimes we kind of keep blinders on as, you know, managers, business owners, salespeople, that, you know, things will work out. But sometimes they don't, especially when you ain't got no money coming in, honey. It can be rough and it can be tough and it can be seriously overwhelming, especially if you've got some assets like a beautiful home, nice cars, kids to take care of, family, you know, whatever. So, you know, I know that our topic is a little weird today, but selling, what do you do when your business goes out of business? You cry, probably. At first, you know, you go through the signs of death. You know, when people die, you go through those different feelings. You get angry, you get frustrated. And then what happens is you just kind of accept the way things are, because now you got this big thing off your back and you can start afresh. You can start anew. I know it sounds terrible and it doesn't make sense, but I've seen it so many times, so many salespeople and business owners and all different type of aspects of businesses that have went out of business, had a bad something, and then they had to start all over again. And then sometimes they never come back. And then some people, they go in a different direction. I've had to go in different directions, you know, because I've been in sales. When I first got in sales, we used to have this thing back in the day called a newspaper. You probably only never heard of it, but it's the same thing as your handheld phone, your computer. You know, I used to sell door to door, business to business, and I used to talk to people, and that was the only way people used to be able to see what was in the real world. It was tough, but you know what happened was I was doing it for 3.5 years, now you don't even know about hardly anything that's got to do with, working within the newspaper. That was the place where people had coupons. Now, there are still some that are out there, but you see what I'm saying? Things change, ebb and flow, ups and downs. You got different types of personalities. You got governments that change. You got different people that come and go. I mean, at one time, I remember when the malls, oh my gosh, man, everybody had to go to the mall back in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. It was like, oh my gosh, you had to go to the mall. Now you don't see anybody. You don't hardly see any malls in the stores that are in there, just like my friends. They're trying to keep the economy going. They're trying to make money. They're trying to be business owners. And unfortunately, my buddy, he's a good man, and I won't mention his name, but he is awesome. And I have to say, I'm sorry that you lost your business, my friend. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. I am your sales guy. And today we're just having a very simple, kind of a sad scenario situation, talking about, losing your job, losing your business. What do we do? One of the things that I've learned is, sometimes God gives us grace. We just have to, pray. We have to, talk to our significant others. We got to talk. You got to get it out of yourself. You can't keep your feelings inside of you, especially when it comes, to loss. And when you lose a business, man, it's like you've lost like a person, a family member, and so forth, especially when you've been putting your hard effort into it. I know from personal experience, it can be frustrating to run a business, to be a salesperson, to be a business owner. But my suggestion is this: if you're having issues, they're like tissues. They'll pop up here and there. Go ahead and get that cry out. Get mad, get frustrated, but don't take it out on other people, because that's what sometimes happens. And please don't start getting addicted to things that can hurt you and because you're feeling less than. But just glean the information from your business that you had. Get a piece of paper, write down your business assets. What's a benefit about you? Because you have to look for a job now. You may have to look for another career. Maybe you need to look for another business. Maybe you need to restart all over again. So we get a simple piece of paper or computer, and we talk about, what we want to do. We look at what we have left as far as tools and the things that we have available to us to be able to do our business. We look at the assets of the things that we've learned that were positive, and we look at the assets that the things were negative. We write down the positive things. We write down the things that we did right. They call that a gratitude list. And we already know there's problems, but we need to look at those and be able to say, well, in my next business, my next opportunity, this is what I'm going to work on. This is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I know it sounds like screw this crap, man. I don't want to lose my business, but see, it happens to the best of people. But see, that's what makes America so great, man, is people want to be here because you can have your own business. You can make as much money as you can. And if it don't work out, you just change gears and go in another direction. My friend, I don't know how much merchandise and clothes and stuff, but this guy's got such a personality. I'd like to be able to make, videos with this guy. I'd like to be able to maybe write a couple of books. I've got a couple of books in mind. I've got stuff written down. So what I'm saying is when things don't work out, I've had many good companies I've worked for that it just didn't work out. And, I raised my son with God's grace for the last 21 years. I was able to work during that whole time, but some of the companies that I worked for, they gone now. But I was able to make money to raise a kid, pay for a home, be able to buy cars, go to school, get a mortgage license, a real estate license, an insurance license, a notary's license, a Class A CDL license. So what I'm saying is when shit hits the fan, I hate to say it rudely like that, when we lose our job, if we lose our career, we lose our business, we can't commit suicide, first off, guys. I know that's something that happens. I'm saying it because I've seen it happen. You gotta, I don't know, you just gotta reach out. I'm giving you a bear hug if you're having a problem or if you're starting a business. Remember, when it's good, it's good. So stack your paper. Put the money away for a rainy day. Save those little bits and pieces and be humble. You don't want to be prideful, because when you're making money and everything, don't forget people. Forget where you come from. Be very humble. And remember, you can lose your business. You can lose your job. You can lose your career. You can lose everything. You can lose your health. You can just lose it. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful, because my name is Gary Lee Stanley. I'm your sales guy. I'm a real salesperson, a real business owner. Give me a thumbs up and look at somebody who failed a lot. If you're looking at the basketball stats, Michael Jordan, you look at these great people, they lost a lot. But the ones that they won, they won. So remember, stack your paper, put it away for a rainy day. Keep your business model in mind. If you're going through issues, if you know that the business is going to stop, you need to start looking around, start talking to people about selling your inventory off, or you need to start going ahead and looking for another job, another opportunity. Yeah, I know you've been a business owner. Now you got to wear a different hat, or start another business. Because it's going to hurt at first, man, when you got to go to work for somebody else helping you, telling you after you've been working for yourself. What do? We suck it up, men, women, whatever you believe you are. Just remember, you're important and you matter. If you have a business, if you go out of business, if things don't work out, if your company goes out of business, you're not that business. You are an individual. Glean every bit of information. Study. Go to school. Get on my website. I got Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. On YouTube, you can check. I got literally thousands of sales videos on all different types of sales information that can help you to maybe transition to be able to go into your own other business, or maybe, wow, I hadn't even thought about that. And for sometimes I've seen people, when they took that weight off of them, man, they look 10 years younger after a couple of months. Because when you run a business, bro, you're steady Eddie. And if you don't, then you get frustrated, mad, sad. You take it out on other people. You lose your business. You do the wrong thing. You say the wrong things. You treat people the wrong way. So remember, if you're a salesperson, a business owner, don't think that it couldn't happen to you. It just happened to my friend. And you're my friend. So remember, be always humble. And if something happens, please let me know, guys, how you feel about this subject. Like I said, it's weird. I'm a salesman, but I see businesses come and go. But I keep being a salesman, and I keep trying. I keep trying to be a millionaire. I love America. I love this place where we get a chance to try to make more money. And remember, if your business went out of business, a whole lot of other people never even started a business. Some people are so afraid to work on commission or work for free. I've done a lot of open houses. I've helped a lot of people, and I've worked in different places where I didn't make a dime for months and months and months. So yeah, I know how you feel. And I'm a salesperson, and I've lost good businesses, but we can bounce back. We don't give up. We keep trying. We have a positive attitude. Yeah, go through your feelings. Get screaming, get mad, get angry, frustrated. But then after that, shake that crap the freak off. Now you can start all over again. Yeah, you got to start all over again. Been there, done that. So don't give up. I got you, man. Big old bear hug. Let you know we can make it. We just got to keep trying. I'm just glad I got a God. Sometimes I want things that I want, and I don't get them. And it's weird. I think I want them. But see, I want to make sure that I do what God wants me to do. And I also want to make sure that if I help people, that I don't give up. I don't take advantage of people. Don't ever do it, guys. So when you're in desperate deep needs and different situations, be careful what you do. You don't want to get yourself in a bind where you go to jail, you do the wrong thing, and white collar jail just as bad as blue. I don't know. I don't want to go. So my name is Gary Lee Stanley. I am your sales guy. Today we talked about a subject that was kind of hard, talking about businesses, business owners, people who have businesses that could go out of business. What do? Get your resume now. Start looking at Indeed.com, ZipRecruiter, Matt, all these different platforms, and start building a profile. Start putting that information in. And you may say, well, I'm not in my business. I ain't having no problem. Start a profile and go ahead and set yourself up a resume. You got LinkedIn and such, and you can go ahead and set yourself up that way. So that way, when it's a rainy day, if something happens, because it always happens, and it's happened to me too many times in the business world, that things don't work out for businesses. But I keep selling, I keep trying, and you too. So if your business goes out, if your company's running out of business, if things are happening, you've gleaned a lot of information, take down the positives and trust yourself. You can do this. Get another opportunity. Go out there and sell something. Okay? All right. We don't give up.